Did you make a New Year's resolution to eat cleaner? I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and there may not be any cleaner eating than to eat vegan. Come into my kitchen for some vegan recipes that may get you a bit closer to eating vegan and a lot closer to delicious. Today on SoFlo Taste.
How fun is that?
Welcome all, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein and welcome to the Goya Kitchen at Junior Achievement of South Florida here in Coconut Creek. Are you a vegan or have you ever thought of becoming a vegan? Well, it takes great dedication and I want to give anyone who is vegan a whole lot of credit. And today I want to give them a whole lot of recipes. And even if you're not dedicated to veganism, these recipes will help you eat cleaner. So let's get cooking. So I was actually a vegan when I was in college, and there's so many things that are out there now to help those that eat or have special diets or are vegans or vegetarians. And all I ate when I was a vegan in college were black beans and rice. Gained a lot of weight. I was really unhealthy. So today, there's so many great, delicious things that you can have that kind of cover all the bases and all those delicious things that we crave that sometimes vegans can have, but now they can't. All right, so I'm gonna make this dish. I don't even know what to really call it. It's a dish that I created years ago when I was doing a very fine dining dinner for a family in their home, and this was one of the courses that I made, and it became everybody's favorite that I work with, and so we make it again and again. It's kind of like a lasagna because it's layered. There's no pasta. It's really just the attention to vegetables and the beautiful creamy sauce that we're gonna make. So these are the vegetables I chose today, but they can change depending on what you like. And all we did was every single vegetable that we cooked, we put it on a little piece of parchment paper on a cooking sheet or a baking sheet, as we call this, a sheet pan in restaurant terms. A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and roasted it in the oven, really high, short amount of time. So we've got butternut squash, yellow squash, zucchini squash, tomatoes that I usually save for the top because they make a beautiful top, red onions sliced nice and thin, and mushrooms. And even the mushrooms we cooked in the oven, and we cooked them until all the moisture is out of them and they're beautifully chewy. All right, aside from that, if you want to, and I'm only gonna say if you want to because this is one of my favorite parts of this dish, I have some braised Swiss chard. Now all you do is chop it up nice and fine, saute it with a little bit of garlic and onion, and if you want to add a little vegetable broth or water to it, you can to help the cooking process. Now, you don't have to have this part either. It's up to you. You can simplify this. Cut this in more than a half, even 3/4 of the amount of ingredients we have here. I just thought I'd show you the full Monty, and then you take it and go with it as you wish. Let's jump into the sauce. So, we've got cashews that have been soaking in water for about 2 to 3 days, and they become very, very soft and pliable. They make a delicious sauce. Let's put these back into the blender with its soaking liquid. Now I'm not going to add it all. I'm going to go little by little. To it, I'm going to add some garlic and shallots that have been cooking in olive oil until they're very soft but without any color. Also add a little bit of lemon zest for freshness. You ever want to just top a dish with something that you don't want to work hard on and make it taste like you worked hard on it? Add a little lemon zest. It's amazing what it does to things. Pastas, fish, meat, anything. Okay. Let's add just a little bit of fresh thyme. Just ripping a little bit of thyme leaves off of the sprig. And then finally, a little bit of salt. You're going to need it. We might need more water, but let's just see how it comes out. every once in a while, because you want this really creamy and you don't want to add too much water at the beginning, we don't want to dilute it. So just move it around with a spoon. Check your taste for the taste for seasoning. It's actually pretty good. I'm not going to add anything else. And let's go one more time. So there you have it. We've got all these gorgeous vegetables. We've got a delicious cashew cream. All I have to do is start layering it up. And that's really up to you. So let's start with the cashew cream because my lasagnas always start with bechamel. It's kind of the same premise. And I'll get you through a couple layers and then you can pretty much figure it out on your own. So let's go ahead with the squash. I think it makes a nice hearty base. Sorry about my voice. If you miss any words, I'll try to repeat. I've been using my voice a little bit too much. Okay. Layering down. I promise I have not been screaming at anyone. I've been very nice. All right. So that's our first layer, right? And you want to really push it into the cream. I'm going to add a little bit of crunchy salt, a little pepper, and start with a little less cashew cream, just a little lightly, and then move on with some of the Swiss chard. Place it down, very little amount, okay? Don't go crazy. You don't want to add too much of anything. You want it to be nice, even layers. Now, because of the creaminess of the Swiss chard, I don't have to do another layer of the cashew cream. I think I'm going to go ahead with the mushrooms. They're all down there, and the onions. The onions, by the way, red onions roasted in the oven. Oh my goodness, so delicious. You're just bringing out their natural sweetness. Even for those of you that don't love onions, it's really good. All right, so let's press this down. Okay, just gonna let you know what I'm doing next because you don't have to watch it. It's gonna take me a little bit. I'm gonna do more cashew cream, the zucchinis, the squash, and we're gonna finish it up finally with tomatoes and throw it in the oven. Come right back. I have beautiful, beautiful vegan recipes for you next. See you in a minute.
SoFloShows.com is a great place to celebrate the food of South Florida. It's also the place to ask me a question or make a comment, especially a good comment. Again, SoFloShows.com.
Come back to SoFlo Taste from the Goya Kitchen at Junior Achievement of South Florida. Chef Michelle is just getting started here on Local 10.
Coming up right after SoFlo Taste, it's SoFlo Home Project with me, Elena Capra, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. A vegan diet is made up of only plant-based foods, such as fruits, vegetables, beans, grains, nuts, and seeds. No animal foods, including dairy, eggs, and honey. With those restrictions, less than 4% of us in the U.S. commits to the vegan lifestyle. So if you're vegan or vegan curious or just want to eat cleaner, let's get back to the recipes. Well, hey, you know what? They taste good anyway. You don't have to be eating any of those things. So I've always wanted to make this because my best friend Alejandra is a vegan, and once she made me vegan egg salad. And I was stunned because, first of all, I love, love, love egg salad. And I couldn't believe when she gave it to me that there was no egg product in it. I thought it was awesome. So I decided to make my own version of that. In here, in this little paper towel, I've got silken tofu. It has to be pressed and it has to be wrapped while it presses so that you get all the moisture out of it. If not, it's almost impossible to cut it. So once you do, and that, my favorite is to do it about 48 hours. Really press it with something delicate, by the way. If not, it'll really smush all the way down. So it becomes kind of more pliable, and you can slice it into nice slices like this. And then you can go ahead and cut those slices into little diced tender pieces that I have to say mimic the egg white incredibly. So once you have those, let's go ahead and add that to this bowl. Let's make the mix for the faux egg salad. So we've got vegan mayonnaise, we've got Dijon mustard. Let's go ahead and first combine those two things. And then to this, I'm gonna add the spices that make it feel like it has yolks, actually look like it. I have a little bit of turmeric for color, and then I have a little bit of curry because it's delicious. I've got some celery seeds because I personally love celery seeds in my egg salad. I also love ground fennel in my egg salad. Poppy seeds, ditto. Some fresh chopped dill. And let's mix this all together. It already smells good. So we've toasted a baguette right here. Baguettes happen to be one of the breads that is allowed in the vegan diet. No butter, no eggs in baguette. Okay, so we've got our tofu. Let's go ahead and add the vegetables that I would normally add in a traditional egg salad. I've got celery and a little bit of white onion cut up nice and small. Let's add enough of the vegan spice mustard mixture so that it becomes delicious. Before I forget, I want to make sure I season it with some salt and some pepper. Check in on our layered vegetable dish in the oven. It's looking pretty. I just want to get it nice and toasty and warmed all the way through. Okay, so I don't want to make this too runny. Let's go ahead and taste it and see where we are with it. I'm good to go. All right, so I've got my baguette. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the end off, slice it in half. Cut the other end off. These are for the chef for later. Okay. I love watercress with egg salad, one of my favorite combinations. Watercress is beautifully crisp and it has a spiciness to it. So I think it goes perfectly. Let's go ahead and add some of our vegan egg salad that has great texture thanks to the celery and the onion. You know what? Let's add a little bit of the vegan spiced mayo onto the bread, and then that way our watercress is going to stick. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, here we have it. And there you go. If you were to tell me that this was a vegan egg sandwich, I would say no way, but give it to me. All right, so I've got more to come. Come right back. We'll see how this gorgeous layered dish comes out. And of course, I have other surprises up my sleeve.
SoFlo Taste will return right after this.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. We're here at JA World in Coconut Creek, a wonderful place for our children. For more information, visit jasouthflorida.org. Now back to something tasty, vegan recipes. Okay, everyone, our gorgeous layered vegetable lasagna is out of the oven. and it just smells so good. It looks beautiful. So I'm excited about that one. Let's jump right into dessert. Did you know that you could actually make a delicious chocolate pudding, almost mousse-like, without any animal products? It's pretty incredible. I really wanted to play with this recipe, so I made it a bunch of times until it came out the way I wanted it to. Let's jump right in. Avocados make, avocados are fruit, right? It makes for an amazing milkshake, by the way. I don't know if you've ever had one, but they're so good. So we thought, why not try the avocado for making mousse or pudding like we did. So we're gonna take 2 Hass avocados. I would love to say that a Florida avocado would work the same way, but sadly, it doesn't have the same fat content that a Hass avocado has. So you want them to be ripe, but not over ripened. The more ripe the avocado, the more avocado flavor your mousse or pudding will have. So you want to try to find one that is tender, but not mushy. Or just throw some hard avocados in a paper bag like I did, and then they'll be exactly the way you want them to be. All right, so we've got that in there. We're gonna go ahead and add cocoa powder, really, really good quality cocoa powder. This happens to be organic. You just don't want any additives in there. We're gonna add, for sweetness, agave. I also have, for sweetness, maple syrup. A little bit of vanilla extract. A heavy pinch of salt. And then finally, whatever vegan alternative milk you might like, whether it's almond milk or oat milk, you do as you wish. I'm not going to put all of it in yet. Let's go ahead and start blending. I would start on low at first because it really kind of gets stuck in your blender, so go slow with it. Go ahead and work it. Push it down, shake it up. Go again, nice and low. All right, check this out. If this doesn't look like chocolate pudding, I don't know what does. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't it gorgeous? Believe it or not, it tastes like the silkiest, most delicious chocolate pudding. Make sure, again, like I told you about those avocados, make sure they are not too mushy. This is really good. The more kind of, texture it has, the better, so that all that strong flavor doesn't come out. Come right back and we'll put all this together on a nice dish for you.
We'll see what's cooking on SoFlo Taste right after this. For more information on today's show or to see a recent SoFlo Taste episode, please go to our website, SoFloShows.com. There you can find everything SoFlo Taste.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste and our vegan show. So I put the pudding in little pretty receptacles. I thought maybe a little toasted coconut would be fun for texture, as well as some toasted walnuts for crunchy. And there you have it. I think we did pretty well, huh? Thanks so much for visiting with me today. Our time together is always important to me. I hope you enjoy it too, and I hope I've given you some recipes that may be vegan, but would be delicious in anyone's diet. Next week,
It's National Noodle Month, but I'm sure I didn't have to tell you that. To celebrate, I've got noodle recipes that are in keeping with the lofty status of the noodle. Join me on the next SoFlo Taste.
now let's check in with our talented pal, Elena Capra, to see what she's got coming up for us next on SoFlo Home Project. What's up, Elena?
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So today we are sharing ways on how to keep your decor on trend. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we have expert advice on the latest trends in home furnishings.
Okay, Miss Capra, thanks. We'll stay right where we are. So, taste buds, I'll see you next week. Goodbye, mwah, and very good taste. Being vegan is a cry for kelp.